beat go hard. Who made this? We're back again, guys.
Yes.
Episode 50.
Go.
That's 50
Go.
of the Specktators podcast. I'm Packy alongside Q,
Hey.
Dags, Moe-T.
On my way. On a Kobe.
It's Sunday night. It is not Monday night.
And it's not sunny either.
But it is a day. We got a big blizzard coming in to mid-Michigan tomorrow, or tonight, I guess, and lasting all day tomorrow. Mm-hmm. And so Q hit everyone up in the thread and was like, guys, I think we should be responsible and we should get the pod done tonight. So, you know, we don't have to, and we don't have to be on the road.
What? Q's hitting us up for this?
Yeah. Because I'm like, I ain't coming tomorrow.
So probably all the news and the big shit will break tomorrow.
Yeah.
Lots of shit to talk about, but you won't be hearing us talk about it.
Not till next week. We'll tell you next week.
Yeah, this weekend, I guess yesterday, big celebration. I guess we kind of celebrated Mo's birthday, Dag's fiance Coley's birthday, Aaron's birthday.
Yeah.
Jeez.
We all went to Top Golf.
Wasn't there another one? Oh, Nick, but he wasn't there. I forgot. We hung out with him after.
Okay. We do have a history of celebrating friends' birthdays when they're not there.
Yes.
Shout out Bryson.
Yeah, at least they're being thought of.
Right. That's real. That's real friendship, man.
I agree.
Celebrating a birthday without someone.
Yeah.
Yep.
You're either a schmuck or you're a good friend. One of the
This is for you, bro.
They're out celebrating with other people.
Pat
Think
yourself
about
on
you,
the
though.
back for something that's not that dope.
I think that's dope.
I think it's dope too.
Yeah.
Shit, I wish people would do that for me.
So you
Yeah,
got a couple
well,
more.
we won't.
We might.
That's because you'll be with me.
Ooh.
Fact.
But yeah, Top Golf. It was like what? What do you think? 10 degrees.
Fucking freezing.
But
It wasn't terrible in the bays, except when we got moved downstairs.
yeah, so
Windy?
No, but downstairs they have like the garage doors, which might be cool in the summer because they can open those and you get
Right.
kind of like the through breeze and stuff. But that shit did not keep a degree of heat in that bitch.
It's extra
It was
cool.
fucking freezing.
Yeah.
because they actually do a pretty good job of pumping the heat in there. Like
Yeah.
I expected to be freezing my ass off
Mhm.
and not even able to swing a club, but I was pretty comfortable, and I think everyone around us was pretty good. Tony,
It was
Tony was out there
tolerable.
swinging with just short sleeves on.
Yeah, because he's a freak.
But you guys, Dags and his group were on the other end, and I went over to say what up after like hour and a half or something like that, and no one was there. And so I texted him. I was like, "You guys just leave without saying bye?" He's like, "No, they moved us." And he was downstairs on the first level, and he was like, "It's freezing." And I walked down. Mo and I went down there to say what up, and right away we were like,
Holy shit.
Yeah, it was like a whole different
yeah."
Yeah.
thing.
Heat
Because it's
rises.
not even as fun down there either, because
No,
you don't get the
not at
view
all.
of the like targets and everything.
Yeah.
It's just like ground level. But then to add the freezing cold on top of that,
Yeah, it was.
you guys got played.
good.
I don't know what to tell you.
We did. We got played that whole fucking trip
Why was it you guys and not
Or that
anyone
whole-
else?
because these dumbasses put us in. So right to start off the bat, we try and get 3 bays together, and Mo and Packy had like the big group of their friends, like a lot of Moe-T's friends and Aaron's friends and stuff. So they put my group of people like next to their bay, and then there was one bay that they couldn't get that was together. So it was down farther. And so we were like, let's just go down here and let them come down here. And it was apparently the biggest task of all time to get this shit straightened out. Like took us half hour, 40 minutes to finally start playing. And like, they already had Aaron's name entered and like all this bullshit. It's like, cool.
Unenter it.
Fucking change it.
Right.
Yeah, like
Switch the names.
I don't understand. So we finally figured out that bullshit. And then we were playing for like an hour and a half, and we see these people setting up all these tables behind our bay and shit. And we're like, what are you guys doing? And they're like, we have a party coming in, a reservation. Like we were trying to make a fucking reservation for 2 weeks before and we couldn't make. Anyway. And
This is the reservation you could have had.
yeah, so they're like, yeah, we gotta have these bays open at 7, and we were like,
Tough titty.
Were you gonna tell us?
Right.
We're like, well, what are you gonna do with us? Where are we going? Because I'm not fucking waiting again.
Right.
It's not like we were gonna be here for an hour.
Yeah.
Idiots. So they moved us downstairs and we froze our nuts off.
So what I kind of figured out, and tell me if you think this might have affected it, is every time. So when you get down to 15 minutes left, it comes up with that warning. You have 15 minutes left.
Yeah.
Do you want to extend your time? And I initially was like, because you're playing at the same time,
Mhm.
and I'm like, we can either extend now, or we can wait 7 minutes if we want and finish out the game or whatever, and then extend. Like, what's the big deal?
Mhm.
But every time that 15-minute thing would pop up, the whatever you call them, I wouldn't call them a waitress, but the people that would help you, she was just like on our ass. So you guys gonna extend time? And I was like, I clicked no because I wanted to like go hit, but I was gonna extend time. We were like, yeah, we're gonna extend, and she's just standing back there with like her swipe card, like. So, because I think what happens is if you don't extend at that point, they start to give your shit away.
They do.
They start to
for
plan to give that away.
Yeah, because we sat in.
And then
we
once they
came
plan
up and
for it,
played
you're
with
fucked.
you guys for a few minutes at the end, we sat down for like 2 minutes after our shit was done, and we were like paying our bill and shit.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Sorry to rush you out of here, but there's another group coming in here." And we're like, "Suck mine."
So do you think if you would have extended at 15 that you would have been okay or no?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But like I think once you're at zero, they're
done.
giving that shit away. Like basically 15 minutes is like zero.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You better-
Like,
you better
have
know
to
what
do
you're
that
gonna
shit.
They
do.
should give you
Yeah.
10 minutes to like get your shit, because people have clubs and
Exactly.
everything like that, and like,
Yeah.
dude, to rush you out like that is not the great, especially for Top Golf. Like bowling, it's like, okay, grab your ball, get your shit out of there, and you're fine. But
Right.
it takes a while to like check out of that thing and grab your clubs and
you have food
And food
drinks
and-
shit.
yeah.
Like
Well, you know
I
what?
don't know how
What
to
was
do that.
annoying for me too is I had like shit on my Top Golf account. I had money,
Mhm.
but then at the end of it was splitting it up with everyone and paying for everything. I was like, "Is there any way I can pay for this with my account money?" She's like, "No." Well, glad I have all this money on my account that I can't use.
what am I supposed to do with it?
Yeah, like I'm sure next time I go, if it's just more low key and not a big ass party, I'll be
Yup.
able to like figure it out.
Yeah.
But
She's like, no, I don't
Yeah.
want to deal with it.
yeah, we showed up late because Katie drove. I was with Katie and Glow,
Mhm.
and I wasn't even thinking like you put in Top Golf to your GPS and you fucking get there. But I knew it was in Auburn Hills.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, Katie's like, and I'm in the back seat. I'm not really paying attention. Whatever. All of a sudden, Katie's like, I hate driving in Detroit, and I'm like, well, you're not going downtown. You're going to
No.
Auburn Hills, and she's like, we're downtown. And all of a sudden, I'm like, yeah, why are we downtown?
You were in downtown Detroit?
She pulls up. So 5 minutes later, because I'm like, I wasn't thinking. I was just like, well, I don't know, whatever. She's going I don't know. But 5 minutes later, she pulls up in front of like the casino and is like, this isn't it. And I was like, no, it's not.
Yeah.
And so I go to my Jeep. I'm like, you're not. The Top Golf's in Auburn Hills. I don't know what you would put in, but there's like some Top Golf suite or something.
Oh yeah,
at
it's
the
like
casino.
it's like
Yeah.
a screen.
It
Yeah,
existed
yeah.
before Top
That's
Golf.
what she had in her GPS. So we had to go another half hour to get there.
Wow.
But then I get there and I walk up to you guys, and that's when all the shit show was going on.
Yeah.
And I go walk up behind the couches, and the guy looks at me, the spaz guy, and he was like, because I think somebody else's name was on the reservation. It was like Matthew V or something like that. And he was like, are you Matthew V? I was like, no, I'm with this group. He was hyper, man.
He was
Yeah.
too much.
But,
Way
yeah.
too much.
Whatever. Overall, good time though.
No, he loves
Well,
his
once
job.
everything
Top
got
golf
figured out.
itself is always fun, but
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I think just because it's so new, but they gotta hire in some
that
people
first
that know what the
45
fuck is
minutes
going
was
on.
like, it ruined that first 45 minutes
Yeah.
for me because of how much of a clusterfuck it was.
Yeah.
It's just a huge task. Like it can't be this hard.
Yeah.
It's not.
Customer
It's not
service,
this
man.
hard.
Customer service. It could,
Huge.
because even if the system was fucking up and it was a hassle to try to
Right.
figure it out, do better with like your forward facing on your customers. Like,
Exactly.
don't make us, because I remember Aaron even said at one point this guy was trying to walk her somewhere and he's like, okay, you got to walk fast.
Yeah.
Like, no, I don't.
Right.
What are you talking about?
Dude,
Well, the
What are
thing
they-
is, they kept blaming it on the computers, and I'm like, dude, what kind of a computer system have you guys designed that you literally can't, a human can't override the system?
Right.
Like, dude, do
they're
better.
taking over the world, bro.
It's the future.
Machines.
iRobot.
I told you, Moe-T, you're gonna be one of them, bro.
Hell yeah.
You are a computer.
There's some times where that shit makes sense, and there's other times that it doesn't, and that is a point of time that it doesn't. Because you have to be able to help the customer. You can't just be at the mercy of the computer.
That was the thing about it is it was so hard to change everything.
Right.
Make it easier.
Right.
It shouldn't be hard for us to switch bass.
No. That should be the easiest thing in the world.
And you can't be the first people that wanted to do that.
Right.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. You're going to
When they
run into
open?
that many a time.
They opened in December, right?
Yeah, it's been a month.
Good
Yeah.
timing.
Well, whatever, Fun night. It was, though. Like, it was.
It was after everything got figured out. I did feel bad for Dax's group, though, getting shunned to the lower level.
I didn't feel bad for him at all.
It was freezing.
I felt bad for Bryson because Dags told him not to bring his clubs.
Damn.
Like he's never played Top Golf before.
I mean, why do you need him?
Your clubs?
Yeah, but I don't bring my whole bag. I brought like 3 clubs. I told him you can bring a couple, but I
You
wouldn't
didn't
bring
bring it.
your whole bag.
I just
bring my whole
every
bag.
time.
Why not?
I don't know.
They have a spot for him, too.
Yeah.
Not for 8 peoples.
No, not for 8 people, but fuck them. I got a spot.
Well, the biggest shit happening in music probably lately is J. Cole
Yeah, man.
dropping that Middle Child record.
Yeah.
That's the homie.
Jermaine.
That's my guy.
The homie.
What do you guys think of that record?
I think it's fair. I like the beat a lot. And I think he says some cool shit and it all makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like how he's kind of all those dudes. I like that group of guys a lot as far as like that class or whatever you want to call them.
That's just
J. Cole, Big Sean.
I mean, Drake's kind of in it.
Drake, I would put in there. Kendrick. Big Crit.
Yeah.
Wiz kind of.
Wiz for sure.
yeah. Currency was in the same.
Yeah.
shit.
Yep.
Cuddy was around that time.
Cuddy, yeah.
Same thing.
I think those were the Middle Child, like they kind of fit in with both of the groups nowadays, but they're a little, to me, they're just a little more, I don't know how to say it, for like adults type shit. You know what I'm saying? They're not just making like the club bangery.
They're a little
type
more
stuff.
polished.
Yeah, they're really like trying to make records that you
I think
can,
they're
like,
evolving
relate
with
to and shit.
Yeah, they're evolving with their core fan base more. Like you can tell because their fan base is getting older. We're getting older, so
Right.
they start to make music for us.
Well, that's what's dope
That's what I
about
mean.
like
Yeah.
this
Dope.
this record is it's a dope idea, the Middle Child idea, like in between these generations of music and whatever. But it's dope to be able to make a record that is about something that takes some thought, but is also just like a banger.
Exactly.
Right.
Like your average Joe Schmo that wants to go listen to something while they're lifting weights.
Yeah.
That's a good record for it.
Yeah.
And you
I
can
think
also
that's
listen
the
to
way
it for lyrics.
J. Cole's been going for,
Yeah.
at least that last album was kind of like that to me.
Yeah.
It made you think for sure, but there's
You didn't
still
have
like
to.
still
right.
hard
If
beats.
you weren't thinking about it, it was still.
yeah, still good, dope
Bang.
songs.
Yeah, like ATM and shit like that. Like there's
KOD.
meaning behind it
Yeah.
if you want there to be.
Exactly.
Right.
Or you can just fucking have fun to it.
And it's not over thought out. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes Kendrick to me is just so beyond like
Over your
thought.
head type
I'm like,
shit.
Yeah.
holy shit, I don't have
Yeah.
an hour to sit here and
That's-
replay this and try and come out with all these
Right.
lines. Like, what does this shit mean?
Well,
That's
and
what
it-
makes them dope to me. Like
I know
them being in the
people
same
like that
class because you get a little bit of everything. Because
Yeah.
J. Cole is like the opposite, where he can make all these points in just a few words, as opposed to Kendrick will just
Yeah.
bend it in every way it can go.
Right.
Which is dope too.
It is. Yeah, I just don't. I don't like it as much. My personal, but I
Right.
know like you've
Yeah,
always
yeah.
been into
I
that type
definitely
of
fuck with that
shit.
shit.
Well, and I think one of the things I appreciate about both those artists is, and yeah, maybe Cole is a little more like this than Kendrick, and maybe Kendrick is a little more complex sometimes, but take a record like what we talked about with J. Cole already, and for Kendrick, you could take a record like Swimming Pools. It's not like my favorite Kendrick record ever, but it was like a radio banger type shit, but it had meaning behind it.
Yeah.
And,
Right.
For sure.
and if you wanted to listen for that meaning, it had good messages.
Right.
But it could also just be the one you put on the radio or at the club and while out to like that. And I think it takes a certain amount of talent to be able to make that type of record while having the meaning in for yourself. Because you want to be able to, if you are, and I hate the term conscious, whatever, but if you are, it's almost like you said, just adult, like mature type rap where you don't just want to go talking about money and fucking bitches and whatever, which is fine. But if that's not what you want to necessarily just talk about, to be able to make that banger record is tough.
Right.
Yeah.
Because it can come off corny.
Yep.
If you like have this message in your banger rap record, that's not easy. So that's
same with something like Humble. That's like a
that was gonna be mine.
there's some gems in there, but it's just kind of
you got to be able to walk that line. And I think, I mean, Drake too does it sometimes, and I think all those guys kind of do, and that's one of the things I appreciate most about them.
Yeah, that was the coolest thing about that class too, or is the coolest thing is they, like you said, they all have kind of their own lane. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would say Big Sean is more like bars, just spitting
and just
dope shit
raps.
and like swaggy type of shit, and J. Cole's like kind of almost like sad side of things.
He was the most conscious of them all. Probably
He's like the people's champ.
Yeah,
you know, he's just like the most regular fucking dude.
Exactly. Yeah.
He's just the guy.
Big Crit's like the big soul.
I forgot about Crit.
You got Wale, who's like the other soul, like the poetry,
the poet.
Poet.
Exactly.
Wiz, who's we've watched his evolution. He's a fucking tank now. He used to be the skinny little.
But he was the stoner, and then kind of started but he walked that line of the stoner music with pop. And that's why he became a fucking pop star.
Right.
And then you had like Currency, who stayed underground, smoky shit, and they kind of it is cool to see them all go their different.
Yeah,
they're different routes.
They're all thriving.
Yeah,
dude. J. Cole's first rap name when he first started was like the therapist or something like that. Yeah. And that tells you what he first started on, like some see the fucking game on some deeper level type shit. Yeah. But that's the thing. As big of a fan I am of him, and especially his early shit too. Like I was on him early. If he just stuck to that like therapist style, like just commenting on the game on this super deep level, you would lose me eventually. Like you can make records like that, but if that's just your whole persona and you can't give me some shit that I can just vibe out to, then you might lose me a little bit. But
I think he knew that too.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah. He's even said in Middle Child, like everything grows is destined to change or something like that.
Do you think he's gonna start? Because all of a sudden he's like tweeting.
Yeah,
he's posting merch.
Yeah,
he's like retweeting other people. Do you think like in 2019 he's gonna start being what we have come to expect from a lot of other artists? That because he's always been he's stayed out of the that's one of the things I actually love about him. Like I wish I could do that. I've told our artists, like I've told Mo, I wish I was more all about the social media and shit, but I don't like it on a personal level. I don't like putting everything out there for the public. I don't like living my life online. So I don't do it as much. I know it would help my career. But I wish I could be like J. Cole, who just falls back. He's big enough to do that.
Yeah.
But I do think he could hit a whole nother level if he does engage in some of that shit. And it seems like he kind of is open to it.
Album out, so he's probably trying to get that going too.
Yeah.
I swear he said in I don't have the lyrics. Maybe you could pull up the lyrics on Genius on your shit.
What, Middle Child?
Yeah. It seemed like he was saying, right before he was talking about
you got it, Mo?
I'll slap all the hate out your voice. He's talking about, it sounded like the 21 Savage feature went into this feature, which was like I tried to tell you guys about I tried to go the therapist route and say like KOD drugs are kind of bad. Like you don't have to do this to de-stress and shit, and everyone's like, man, and he's like, all right, fuck it. When he's like, I do nothing about it. I might take a sip. I might hit the blunt, but I'm liable to trip. I ain't popping no pill, but you do as you wish. That line in particular is like, okay, just whatever. Do what you do.
Yeah.
Because before he's like, don't do this. Don't do drugs.
Yeah. And that's, I guess that's part of the thing with me and what I agree with you. It's really tough it's whack to come off preachy in hip hop to me.
In life,
dude.
Yeah,
in life,
yeah, for real. No, that's true. Yeah. And so to be able to, but it's also whack to just embrace whack shit. Yeah. If I don't think doing a bunch of drugs is cool, I shouldn't talk about doing a bunch of fucking drugs in my shit.
Exactly.
Now, that's different from, I understand talking about your vices, but it's about the light that you put it in. Are you glorifying it, or are you just talking about your shit?
Right. Well, it's just talking about real shit. Like, if you're doing it or whatever, to me, talk about it
Yeah.
if you want.
I agree.
But if you're just talking about that shit just to be cool or to because that's what people are talking about or something, or you can't think of something else to talk about,
Yeah.
then that's whack.
Where's the line from in like glorifying something because you went through it, and
Who like Cole?
no, in general,
okay.
Like, where is that line?
what is
sorry.
like, for instance, it makes me think of Future because he did a Rolling Stone article where he was taken aback by I think when he did the project with Juice World. Juice World told him like, yo, your music got me. I tried lean when I was like young, whatever age it was. He was like, because of you, because of your music. And Future said that like took him aback. He didn't realize the impact that he had by, you know, talking about stuff like that. And I even saw in an article before that he said he doesn't do it. Like he doesn't sip lean, but he just talks about it.
That's where I think that is the line to me. I don't want to be the dude. Like, I don't want to hinder creativity, and I don't want to have all these rules. Like, it's like we talked about with comedy. I don't want to have all these rules for everybody that is creative and artistic. But I personally think it's whack to, in your music, talk about drinking a bunch of lean if you don't drink a bunch of lean.
Right.
If you do, then I'm okay with you talking about it, because I don't think, unless you're in your music being like, kids, you should do this, which no one is. They're just talking about their shit.
Right.
And yeah, because I think we do jump to the word like glorify a little too easily. Just because you make dope records and you're a dope individual, like people look up to you and you talk about this shit, doesn't mean you're glorifying it.
No.
It just means you're talking like, I have a record called Gone Off the Drink. I don't think it's dope to get fucked up beyond recognition, but dude, we've done it.
Right.
We like it's you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just talking about life, and like I wouldn't say I'm glorifying it and telling people like go do this shit. But I've done it. If I don't drink and I made a record called Gone Off the Drink, I think you could, because you also have the creative license to like talk about shit you see, I think.
Yeah. Or if you drank before, you're like, well, I have.
Yeah.
I got drunk one time.
Well, there's
I
a
don't
fine
drink, but I do.
line to me between talking about it and, you know,
Being about it.
promoting it.
yeah, and like
Yeah,
promoting-
that's-
yeah, like if I'm not here drinking and you make a song called "Gone Off the Drink" and you're like, "Let's get fucked up," whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, then that shit's corny and weird, and it just sounds like you're just trying to be cool.
Yeah.
You're just
Right.
trying to fit in with that shit. But if you're talking about it from an outsider's perspective of like a story or something, you know what I'm saying? Then it's different to me.
Yeah, it can come off in different ways. And to me, it's like this day and age is when it gets to be a little bit over the line, is when you can't just say you're just talking about something when your brand is literally about
Well,
it.
and I guess
That's
that's
what I
the
was
thing
about
with
to say,
Future
too.
is like, bro,
Exactly.
he
Forever.
talks about that shit all the fucking
Which
time.
I was surprised that he didn't realize the impact, because it's like,
Well, I don't.
that's all you talk about.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's easy to get lost on you though when you're just talking about it, because that's just what you're doing type shit. Like he was drinking lean. It's not like he never drank it. He might not have been drinking it as much as you would think, because he talked about it so much. But you know what I'm saying? You just are, and especially him. They say which we can get into this, but the Wizard documentary, which was super dope. If you haven't seen it, watch it. But they say he's just in there at the studio constantly, and they said there was this part in particular, and they said like he literally had just got done like banging a girl in his Gucci flip flops, and he had like his Gucci flip flops on, and he said that he left his chick's house, went straight to the studio, and I think it was Metro made that beat, and Metro played that beat, and he said Metro, they're interviewing Metro, and Metro said he got right in the booth and was like, I just fucked up bitch
That's funny.
in my Gucci flip flop.
That's funny.
And then Metro said, I knew this shit was gonna be so fire, because he told me he literally just left this chick's crib, you know? So there's a difference between talking about your experiences and just like promoting dumb shit.
I think it's just the amount. To me, it's like if you keep talking about it, then it becomes who you are.
But
at that point,
for sure.
What I
Because-
will say though is I don't know what you're referring to with the Future comments. He does drink lean
I don't think
no,
he does
I don't
now,
think he
but
does.
he's
now,
and
but
he never did.
I mean, early on, but as early as like a year ago or 2 years ago, I definitely read an interview where he said that he doesn't do it.
Yeah,
but
he's
it's
not drinking it.
that's his shit.
Yeah,
But
I heard like as of recently he like stopped.
Because to me,
whatever.
like if that was a portion of his life, if that was whatever, then I think he has free reign to talk.
Well,
about
that's the question though. What? Okay, if you have gone through it, do you forever have the reign to talk
I think
about
so.
it? Okay, then are you ever really glorifying it if you're just
I don't-
strictly speaking about what you've been through?
I don't think you are. I don't
No.
personally think you are, but I think you also you do have to understand. Like, I don't think he should be surprised that
I
kids
agree with
get
that.
into
I
lean
agree.
because of listening to his music. It doesn't mean he should be held responsible for it,
Right.
No,
but it does. But yeah, if you're a cool ass dude that people look up to and your brand is built off this shit, yeah, kids are gonna get into that shit.
Yeah.
So it is a fine line to walk. Like, and I'm sure that would be tough to hear. Like kids getting into that shit as a result of you. I'm not the type that would put that on somebody. We all make our decisions. Like, but yeah, it's tricky, bro.
I think that's a gift and a curse of rap music, though. Is it's like, dude, it's the only genre that's literally built on the realness of the artist, like talking about what the artist is actually doing. That's what makes it so cool. That's what it literally always was about. No other music genre is like that.
yeah.
So that's why I feel for artists, because they can't. Hip hop artists literally, because of what it is, they benefit from it too, because that's why people get into it, is because they feel so damn close to the artist that they feel a part of it, which, you know, country artists, pop artists, they can't all say that.
yeah, a lot of the other genres are I think more generic than a lot of hip hop.
But that's what I'm saying is it's like, yeah, you can say, okay, I'm surprised that these kids are getting into this shit because of my music. Well, you benefited from it though too. Like, because of how real you made it seem, that's what it was to these kids. Like, that's what it was.
Yeah.
So you can't in one sense be like, I don't promote that, but then in another sense benefit from it at that point. Because you have to be careful about how you're portraying it.
Do you like, would you agree with me that he's not responsible for a kid getting into that shit?
No, he's never responsible. All that I'm saying is, like, these guys, they know what they're doing as far as, like, you can say it in the song, you can talk about it in the song, but how are you acting outside of the song? Like, are you actually saying, like, I get reminded of Eminem all the time, you know, talking about all this shit and everything like that. And in every single interview that he did in real life, he was saying, dude, do you guys not understand that all of this is a joke? Like,
Yeah.
I'm not a murderer. I'm not like all this shit. Like, it's literally music.
But I guess that's even
But when
different.
an artist doesn't do that, they just kind of play the fence and they don't really say anything. What are you supposed to believe at that point?
Yeah, but I guess that's what we get back to is if this is part of their life, I'm okay with them talking about it. If you are just like, dude, one of the biggest examples is not drugs, is like gun talk.
Oh yeah.
If you've never fucking done anything with a gun, and I'm not promoting violence. I don't think that shit's dope. But if that was a part of your life, then talk about it.
Right.
If you've never done anything with a fucking gun, don't talk to me about shooting people in your fucking records.
That's battle rap. I've been getting into a lot of like battle rap recently.
Yeah, that's all. Battle rap is so much gun talk,
It's
bro.
gun bars, knife bars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I can cut you so many ways, shoot you this many ways.
I will say in battle rap though, there is a certain metaphorical, like, you are battling someone. So I can understand references to like weapons and
Yeah, to
coming
me,
at
that's a
people and
little
I'm gonna
different.
fucking whatever.
Yeah.
Because it's like a metaphorical aspect.
And it's ill. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
don't get me wrong.
And the bars are nice.
Because, I mean, like we said, that's the thing. Everyone knows you're going to talk about gun bars and shit. So you got to be creative to flip it in a way where
Hasn't
people,
been done.
because the crowd will let you know, you know, if they're feeling you or not. But it's like King Los went battled I think dude name was like Head Ice or something like that. And one of his bars, I don't remember what he rhymed with, but he was like, I got guns so big that they only fit in battle rap or something like that. And it was like, dang, like, that's what he's saying. Like, that's what everybody's talking about. You know what I'm saying? And then to that point, what if you shot a gun when you were 16 years old?
Like, I shoot guns.
All right, so you can
you know,
get on the record and be like, pop, tap, da, da, you know what I mean?
No, because you shoot like you hunt deer, bro.
Well,
like,
I know. Like, but
But you
want
can stretch it. You
I
can
know,
stretch it.
but I don't fuck with that.
Right.
But what I'm saying though is when you're a kid though and you hear it And like, let's just say, just for the example, Dags does that shit. But he sits back and he's not saying that it is, but he's not saying that it's not.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he just doesn't say anything.
I know. I don't fuck
He's
with
like,
that.
top of the tree, scope on you.
I fuck with that.
You know what I'm saying?
I fuck with that.
Right, but it's like,
Yeah, I don't know. I guess
I'm talking about a deer, bro.
what if he leaves all that shit out though? Like, see you through the scope, pop, pop.
I guess to me, is
Depends if he's talking metaphor, like, because I've made so many fucking records. I probably have random metaphorical bars. Like, I probably have a few bars that are metaphorical about guns.
Mm-hmm.
I probably have a few. I can't think of any off the top of my head, but it's like when you're talking about some type of battle form or some type of coming at someone, whatever. I could see that. It's so much of rap is metaphors, bro.
Yeah.
So
I'm not really talking about metaphors.
But that's what I'm saying.
Metaphors are different.
It all depends on context. It all depends on. I just fuck with real shit, bro. Period.
I do too. But I think the Eminem example is kind of a good one because back in the day, this dude was just talking about the craziest shit ever.
Like,
but it was fucking sweet. Like, I love, like, I'll go back and listen to that shit and I'm like, holy fuck, this is dope. And he's just going and going and going and going and on, and it's so detailed and it's just like, holy shit, he's still.
Do you remember like the news back when he was like on his like, and people were freaking
he had
out
presidents
about that
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
It was
like,
crazy.
but that's the thing is, it's like, and he literally every single time people asked him about it, it was a joke every time.
But also, here's where I'll check myself. Because I'm older and wiser now and have like a little different head on my shoulders, I would probably feel a different way about Eminem today if he was like popping today.
Well, and he probably
than I did when I was young.
He definitely couldn't do that shit.
No.
Today.
Yeah, no.
But
Like,
I mean,
was it recovery? Relapse.
Relapse.
That's just fire. But it's like,
There's some fucking.
most of it is how many ways he can cut you up with a chainsaw.
Yeah.
Like random women.
Yeah.
like the other day on the radio or whatever, I think it was What's the Difference or whatever with, what was it, Dre, Exhibit, and M?
Yeah.
And he's just like talking about how he's got Kim sitting up. She's dead, but she's sitting in the front seat, and he put sunglasses on her, and like he's got a string attached to her, so she's waving at cars as they drive by. And shit. And I was just like, holy shit, this shit is so fucking dope. Because to me, like, that was dope because it's just crazy he can describe a story like that. And it came up with something that I can literally picture.
Yeah. Okay.
Perfect. So I don't know how we got off on this.
No, but let me say, because you made me think about it this way.
Yeah. Is it dope or not to me? Like,
well, is the difference just like kind of what you were saying? The example Dags just gave. Eminem could spit those bars, and I don't think, maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think he ever then acted like that shit was real.
Never. Yeah.
right.
So is the difference then you can have creative license to basically do anything as an artist, as long as when it comes up or you have an opportunity to address it or act
In
upon
real
it or
life.
whatever.
I mean, that's what you're saying.
That's
right?
what I'm saying.
Because it is like it is good to have artistic license as far as like, dude, authors, directors, like any type of writer.
Yeah.
You
I
write
don't want
stories.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't
it
want to
doesn't-
stop anybody from writing
That's
what
the
they
thing.
want to write.
Rap is so personal. Like, people get mad when rappers don't write their own shit. People get mad when you aren't
Well,
talking
I
about
think-
shit you're actually about. And it's like, where do you draw that line between a storyteller and an entertainer and a person that talks about their life?
That's why, to me, it just comes off like, is it tight? Do I like listening to it? Or is it corny and it feels forced and you can tell that this shit is just weird? And there's plenty of people like that, obviously, but like Andre, just a storyteller.
Yeah.
To me, like one of the best storytellers hip hop has.
Literally.
And he could do a whole verse, but it wasn't like the stories Eminem was telling.
Right.
But like I like them for different situations.
And they weren't necessarily real stories that happened to him.
Exactly.
But they were cool stories.
But and he talks about Andre has talked about before how people he meets them and they're like this they say this about one of his old verses and this song like help me do this or whatever, and then he goes back and talks about this experience that these people were having, and he talks about it from like the third person type shit.
Yeah.
So maybe it didn't necessarily happen to him, but it was just a dope that he could come up with a story and put it together and make it rhyme and all this and that.
Like
and
Brother
that's how
Child.
every other genre is really. You know what I'm saying? Country music, they don't even write their own songs.
dude, hip hop's the only one with the expectation that he's talking about his life.
Right.
Exactly.
Everything else is just like
'Cause-
commenting.
Yeah.
Because everything else is kind of just like making music.
Yeah.
Like rap, hip hop is like a sport, a competitive
Yeah,
sport.
it is.
Right.
And the people in it are prideful, and there's like only room for one number one.
Yeah.
Even though that's not true.
Yeah, writing a pop song or a rock song or a country song, a lot of times it's like writing a story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hip hop is like writing an autobiography.
Right. Yeah.
Or at least that's the expectation.
exactly.
And I think
what we
that's
want.
what's interesting about hip hop is I don't know that you can say like there's less creative people, but like anybody thinks they can do hip hop because you can just talk about what the fuck ever.
Yeah, you can talk about your life. Anybody can do
Yeah.
it.
Everyone's heard a fucking Dr. Seuss book. It's like I can rhyme
Right.
cat and hat, do it over a beat, and
Yep.
it's
And I don't have to be able to sing like Adele.
exactly.
And, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Or
I think
write stories.
I think bottom line probably because we keep like we can't even decide. I think the main thing is just whatever it is, embrace what it is. If I write a song that's a complete story, and if I ever get asked about it or it ever comes up or whatever, and I admit that it's a complete, not even admit because you can be proud of your record. That's a story.
Exactly.
As long as you stick to that and you don't say no, bro, like I've done that shit.
I'm really living this shit.
Yeah, then to me that's fine. So otherwise, once you start doing that shit, because nowadays, man, with all the accessibility of artists with Instagram and YouTube and Twitter and going on interviews and all that shit, you have to do more than just make songs. So shit comes up, and we get to see what you're about outside of your records.
Right.
And so if you're consistent, then I'm cool with you. I think.
I see, but
if you're not,
this is what I'm gonna say because I'm with you
Okay.
for the most part, and it's called being creative for a reason.
Yeah,
you know,
right.
like being creative is a talent. Being able to use your imagination, think this shit up. But if a motherfucker is, there's just certain topics that if you were to make a story up, I'd be like, that's whack. Like if you're talking about killing people and guns, and you're like a person that has never done anything with guns, then that comes off weird to me. But if you're talking about like,
You're right.
you know
Like,
what I'm saying? There's certain topics
and
that
it's how you write it.
Right.
It's how good of a storyteller you are.
Right.
If you write it in the complete first person and I done this and I done this and it's shooting and killing people,
Yeah.
and then you come out on an
guess
interview and
that's
say,
true.
"Oh, I've never done that shit." Well, you're being honest, but that's whack.
Right.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I can't
But
decide.
if you write
which
it in
side.
some like third person, or you write it in a like J. Cole did the For Your Eyes Only, and he did some first person stuff, but it was clear that it was like from somebody else's perspective.
Right.
Like to me, that shit is cool.
Yeah.
It's all just it has to be taken on a
But
one by one
that's a good
basis.
example. That J. Cole shit is he made it. You can listen to that song and it's clear that he's telling it not from his perspective.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you know
he does that a lot too.
Part of
Like,
the reason we know that though is because we have a track record of J. Cole. We know who he is.
Exactly.
Right, but
Right.
it was even the way that it was written. Though,
Yeah,
too,
no, you're
is
right.
It's like you would have to be pretty dumb to like assume that
Or
that
at
was
least
him.
when you get to like verse 3, and it's like, oh wait, he's done
Yeah.
3 different perspectives. It can't be
Yeah.
all
And
about him.
and he brings it together. And that's why some people are
that's-
dope and like
exactly.
like classic artists and like big time artists, and some people are just, the streaming artists and
Yeah.
whatever that people like a song here or there. And
underrated storyteller to me is Meek Mill.
mhm.
I mean, he has that like Tony story.
Dude, that shit is fucking so dope to me. All his he has more, but I feel like on every record he has one that's a story from start to finish, and it just every verse keeps going off that shit, and they're all just so dope to me.
I think that's one of the reasons because I like storytellers as
I do
far as
too.
rappers go. And I think that's one of the things that gets overlooked a little bit is I always wonder sometimes, why do I like some of these records that talk about shit that I've never went through? I've never come close to going through. Like, why do I like Good Kid, Mad City so much? It talks about a life I know nothing
Yeah.
about. But it's just great storytelling. It's
Yeah.
like watching a movie of something you've never been a part of, whatever, but they can put you there.
Exactly.
It's like, and that's what a great storyteller, great rapper can do is like, you don't have to relate to it on a level of you've gone through that shit. But if you can put yourself in that artist's place and what he's talking about, and they can paint that picture for you, I think that's what makes a great storyteller. And that's why I actually think a lot of the quote unquote street rappers, I think a lot of them are actually really good storytellers. They make hard shit, but if you go back and listen to a lot of that shit, they actually paint a pretty damn good picture. J-Rock's last album, I think it's hard as shit, but he paints these pictures, and that's like, he's talking about shit I can't relate to, but I feel it.
Schoolboy Q does the same thing. But that's another thing
Schoolboy
with
Q
just in general. People are, that's why you watch movies. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't, every movie you've seen, or most of the movies you've seen, they don't relate to you.
Yeah.
But it's dope to see someone else's story, to see a different perspective, see like how someone else put something together. And especially with rap music, even the young kids, even from like NWA, people love that shit, even though 99% of the people listen to it weren't doing that stuff. But it was just like edgy, it's provocative, it's just like, it's just cool hearing other people do all this shit that you would never do, or you don't even have the opportunity to do it.
And there's an energy around it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think that's a lot of what it goes to. Like, Jeezy's my favorite rapper ever. I don't know why. Like, I can't relate
That's
to
clearly
anything.
an energy thing.
But it is. His energy to me is just motivation. Like, no matter what he's talking about, I just find him always like, he just seems driven, and it just gets me hyped.
And that's why you like Ace Hood and Nipsey and like that shit. Like,
they just go, energy's a good way to put it. It just relates to you.
Yeah.
Like, your energy is different than mine, and that's why you like different people than and what this song gives off versus other songs by different people. So I think that's a good way to put it right there.
What do you guys think about Tory Lanez thinking he's the illest alive?
It's cool for him to think that, but
This
what do you think about him
LeBron shit
saying
again?
it's cool for him to say it too. It's cool. He can do it. But it's pretty clear to me that he's fucking fishing.
Yeah.
He's like, somebody respond, please.
I fuck with, I'm a big Tory Lanez fan, so I actually fuck with it, and I think it's funnier to some people than it is to like me, who's a big, because I actually do think he's one of the most talented dudes out there and makes some of the hottest shit out there. The thing I don't like, I should pull up his Twitter, because I don't really have a problem with the energy. I definitely don't have a problem with a rapper thinking he's the best, and I think it's different for a rapper to come out and say it than it is for like LeBron James to come out and say it. Like, I think it's more acceptable.
Yeah.
But what did he say? Oh, he goes, don't tell me nothing about Cole or Pusha T either. Some of my favorite rappers, but I gave them both an equal opportunity to go bar for bar with me, and they weren't ready. Bro, just because you go on Twitter and go, anybody that wants to come at me, let's get it. I can have anyone. And people don't go, all right, me.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean I gave them an opportunity and they weren't ready. But obviously that's marketing. That's the age we live in. That's like you said, that's fishing, trying to get someone to jump.
Yeah.
That's what social media really, that's the thing about social media that pisses me off. And I love that Ross line from back in the day. Fuck a blog, dog, because one day we gonna meet. And I'm gonna beat your fucking face.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes you do this shit with the wrong people, and it pisses me off. Like, you're fishing, I get it, like, but you're not fishing to me, you're pissing me off.
Yeah.
And
that's the thing, bro,
and you're not like this dude. You're not this guy in person, and I'm gonna fucking
that's why you guys are my dudes, and that's why our circle, I know this is cliche as fuck, but our circle is our circle, and we fuck with who we do and shit, is because none of us are the online dudes.
No.
And there are so many online dudes.
Yeah.
And it's
by
like
online dudes, you mean doing things for online, not just like posting shit online.
Yes.
Being a different person online.
It's for the reaction, bro.
Yeah.
It's all for the reaction.
But
Doing
like you
things
said,
for the
if you would at something to someone that you would never say to their fucking face.
Exactly.
And that's cornball shit.
But you benefit
so
more than
dumb.
ever from that today.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
And that's
More than
what's
ever.
annoying for fucking real ass people.
Exactly.
It's J. Cole said in his song that whatever the real ones is dying, the fake ones is lit.
Yes.
Facts, bro.
Yeah.
Like, because you get more attention, you get more retweets and favorites or whatever off popping off like that. The motherfuckers that actually are the same person online as there, so they're not popping off.
Right.
Because most people don't pop off with weirdo shit in real life. Most people.
Yeah.
People are attracted to the abnormal. No one wants to see that's why if J. Cole was the therapist the whole time, he wouldn't last because no one wants to see that.
Yeah,
right.
You want to see the killer therapist, the bipolar therapist.
Well, and that's why I even have, even though I don't co-sign stuff that he did, I look at like a Tekashi 6ix9ine, and he actually, even though he was a weirdo dude on the internet, he was a weirdo dude in real life too. Yeah. And there is a lot of shit he would say online that he would say to people in real life.
Right.
Smart or not.
Yeah.
Like, right. And so there is a certain amount of respect I have for that. Then the person, like, I don't think, but I guess that's the thing that's tough to read with people too, and why I say there's marketing, because I could see Tory Lanez typing out that tweet with Cole and Push's name in it or whatever, and like smiling and laughing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I could also see him on the Breakfast Club saying like, yeah, I meant that shit.
Yeah,
I'm the fucking best.
But would he say that to Cole and Push's face?
Not at all.
I don't know. He might do it.
Bro.
He might do it laughing. You know what I mean? He might be like, "Yeah, I fucking ha 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 that, but whatever."
And not
but if I'm Cole or Pusha,
yeah.
I'm also like, okay.
I would doubt that would ever be said.
Yeah,
and
like
I
that.
know.
Hell no.
That's the thing about it, is not everything needs to like come back to like getting your ass beat, but like that's just the way I think about some things. Like if you're gonna run your dumbass mouth too much, you better be prepared to back that shit up with something.
Right.
And that's why that in particular is not like a great example.
You know what a good example is? Tory Lanez telling Royce online to suck his dick.
Yeah, exactly.
Royce will kill you, bro. And you would never say that.
And all of a sudden, Tory's like, "Oh, we're good. We talked about it." It's like, nah.
But that's what's
that real shit fucking happened.
Yeah.
That's what's annoying
That
for
shit
real
is
ass
so
people, though,
fucked.
is like Tory gets to pop off online like that. Royce has to handle it like a fucking man behind the scenes, not get any fucking clout off of it or whatever.
Right.
He responded though. He was like,
Yeah.
all right."
But he didn't do anything to just fucking whatever.
No,
he,
it was just like,
he
word.
responded in like what we always talk about, like someone wants to fucking, you got to defend your name here and there.
Right.
But it's like, bro, why you got my name in your mouth on some dumb shit that you never say to my face?
Right. And
That's
I
what
check you
pisses
about
me
it, and you're
off.
like, "Oh, I'm just kidding."
Yeah.
Like that. Ooh.
And that's the real shit. Like if you guys are all
like that.
famous and shit, if you want to like his J. Cole and Pusha shit, I'm a better rapper than you. They don't step to me. That's you can judge that here or there, whatever. But telling someone, "Oh, he can suck my dick" out of nowhere,
Right.
All right.
And if you're saying that shit to his face, fine.
Ooh.
And to me, like, even if you say that shit and if you mean it and you get your ass beat about it, whatever, you mean that
That's
shit.
you, yeah.
That's fucking fine. But I hate the shit where people act like I don't like this dude. I'll say I don't like him to all my friends, but I'll never say that shit to anyone else.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I don't like someone, I don't like their ass to everyone. You know what I'm saying?
Please, bro.
Exactly. I don't, and I'm not gonna go online and subtweet him and tell everybody about how I don't like him. I don't need to do that. I just don't like your ass every day of the week in person or online,
right.
and I don't need to tell everybody that I don't like your ass because you should fucking know that by how I act to you in person.
And that doesn't
when
mean when you see him out, you have to snuff him.
Right.
No, exactly.
But that does mean you're not going to see him out and be like, "What's good, bro? What's happening?" That's weirdo, corny shit, bro.
People
like
show
that shit.
themselves, dude.
That
After
is
a while.
That's facts.
We know you in real life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Bars.
Yes.
Moe-T, you got to search Dr. Dre and 2 Chainz photo.
It's on 2 Chainz Instagram.
Q was talking about how yam 2 Chainz is looking.
Yam.
Because you already know 50, 60-year-old Dre or however the fuck old he is now is yam.
Because he has his, Dre has a gray goatee.
Does he?
Yeah, he hasn't.
How old
seen
is
him with a
Dr.
goatee.
Dre now?
City.
Shit, I don't know.
How old is Dr. Dre? Yeah, that's the wave, man, getting healthy. Look at that shit. Yeah, holy shit.
Dre's 53.
Yo.
I thought he was older than that. Honestly.
Yammed.
I kind of did too.
I kind of did too, but hip hop, it's so young. You know what I'm saying?
2 Chainz is 41.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same as Pusha.
Damn. Chainz been around
Push
for
is 41?
dude.
Yeah.
Word to 2 Chainz. He's been around for a minute, but done enough like smart rebranding, working with the right people, making the right moves.
Yeah.
Where he got this whole new energy where it felt like he was brand new to the game.
Yeah, that's
and like
what-
the name change.
That's
and
what
shit.
Yeah, that was
Currency
huge.
did to me.
Mhm.
Well, to everyone, but like he was in Cash Money and shit way back in the day. He was on tons of Wayne records and
He was
stuff
on No
like
Limit
that.
too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was. And then
I didn't like him then either. I was like,
no, not really. And he kind of reinvented himself and just came out with real shit all the time. And yeah,
He's a
exactly.
tree man.
2 Chainz did the same shit pretty much.
Yeah. I love 2 Chainz.
He just got
I don't
a
love him for
young
like
personality.
bars and shit, but he's just dope. I just
Yeah.
He
he's a
has
dope
bars
dude.
though.
He
He
does.
does
Because his
He
flow and
does.
shit, you would think he's just like this, the rapper.
His flow's super
like,
dope.
but bro, he's got bars.
Sometimes.
Yeah, I'm not saying he's a bar spitter.
Yeah.
But I'm saying he's actually because
Yeah,
even
he got them joints.
even some of the ones like there is value in something that isn't like the most genius bar.
Mhm.
But it's so simple and catchy. It's like the bar that stands out the most. in
Those
the
are
song.
my favorite
Right.
bars. I've been like
Givenchy.
that since forever.
Like that's bro. Think of Eminem, who's like one of the greatest rappers of all time. A lot of his shit was funny.
Mhm.
It wasn't even necessary.
Exactly.
Like yeah, he had plenty of genius lines too. But I'm saying a lot of his shit was just funny. Like 2 Chainz has some of those where it's like, bro,
Yeah.
that's just. But it stands out. It's what you
Yeah,
remember.
exactly.
Everybody when that line comes on at the club or something, everybody's rapping it.
yes.
And there's a talent to that. It's like the whole meme rap. It's the Twitter rap.
Mhm.
Drake's always been good at that.
It's exactly. It just has to come off dope.
Mhm.
Like it doesn't have to be some brilliant,
Delivery has a lot to
Fucking-
do with it.
what's it called? Triple entendre type shit
Don't
or
ask me
whatever.
how.
Miracle.
Yeah, like it can just that's why my favorite crit line ever is
Tell
He
a
just
bad
says
bitch
it-
how I feel.
tell a bad bitch how I feel, and he just delivered it so dope, and it's just like
on the song with 2
telling,
Chainz.
and it just makes it's just cool to me.
Yeah.
It's just cool as fuck,
Yo,
and it's a simple
2
line, and it makes
Chainz
sense.
is just so cool.
Yeah,
He just has like he's just cool. Everything about him. His confidence is crazy.
Yeah.
Swag is silly.
And I mean, yeah, rap a lot is your voice too, and he's got a cool ass
Yeah.
voice. Unique.
Yeah.
Yeah.
he's got that super. He like pronunciates everything really well, but he's got that Atlanta
Draw.
Mm.
drawl to him also,
Yeah.
which is fucking sweet.
No, it changes. I remember you were on Chainz early, and I wasn't really a big fan when you were like back in the Scheme Spec days when
Yeah.
you were bumping him. He might have even been Titty Boy at that point. I don't know, or maybe
Right.
just making the
Yeah,
name
he's making the
change.
transition. Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not that into. But a couple years later, I was like, dude, I've been missing out. He's actually sick.
And I read
Genius.
I don't know if I read a
2
Tell,
Chainz.
tell Mo.
What?
Genius.com. The Pimps remix, 2 Chainz, Big Crit, and Bun B.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
I don't know what I was saying. What were you talking about?
I don't know, something about 2 Chainz.
Swag, something about back when
Oh, I read this story about him, and he because he's always got dope beats, no matter what. He
Mhm.
just picks super dope beats, and they were talking about like, how do you pick beats that just people like so much? Like I'm different. And what was that super simple one? Watch out, little bitch. That was like 2 instruments the whole song, and there was nothing to it, and it was super simple. But he said he's just got an ear for thinking about what people will fuck with, and it's not always like the one that he loves and thinks he can make like, you know, some super deep record. It's just like sometimes you have to just make these.
He's picking beats for the people.
Yeah, just thinks like this will just go over well with people.
That's
and
real.
obviously he probably likes them too, but you
Dude,
know, it's
that's
not
actually
always.
that's a talent that gets overlooked sometimes from
Yes,
rappers.
big time.
Like there are dope rappers that just cannot pick beats
Agreed.
that go overlooked, and then there's rappers that aren't that dope that pick ill ass beats that get popping.
Agreed.
that's what they say about Nas is that he didn't pick dope beats.
Yeah.
But you know Nas is incredibly
Oh yeah,
fucking
obviously.
lyrical. Miracle.
What did you want me to look up, Q?
That Pimps remix, the last 4 bars in 2 Chainz verse is the perfect example of what
The remix?
Pimps remix.
yeah, Pimps remix, Bun B, 2 Chainz, Big Crit.
Not finding it.
Q told us Menace is closing.
Yeah,
It is.
that's crazy.
That
getting
area I
old.
feel like's taking a hit because of all that construction.
Yeah.
Bro,
But I mean, damn. Well, I don't know. Maybe
I think
can't
East
say that
Lansing's
tonight.
going through a rebranding. Like they're
Yeah.
going from Titty Boy to 2 Chainz. Putting that target there, on Grand River. That'll be big.
How does that work? Is there any type of compensation or anything for businesses?
Like the workers?
I don't think there is.
I don't think there is either. And that would be so shitty, bro. Like something that gets worked on for that long and affects your business for that long.
It'd be terrible.
I guess you got to try to look at it like once it's done, this will help my business.
Right.
The closest one I think now is like Jackson or Detroit or Ann Arbor.
Closest what?
Menace.
Oh.
They just closed the ones in Lansing. East
I haven't
Lansing.
eaten Menace
Since we had to.
Yeah.
Since we were had to. It was either that or Poncheros.
Yeah.
They're both gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where the fuck do you eat down there?
You probably eat like fancy
Like,
shit now.
yeah, it's like
I feel like
Panda
everybody.
Express.
Yeah.
Fancy
I feel
shit
like
like Panda
everybody-
Express.
Yo, but that's not
Everybody
like drunk
orders
food,
their
is it?
food.
No, not at all.
No.
That's like mall food.
Yeah,
Everybody
that's
just
like,
orders their shit now. We
Conrad
used to
still
go
there?
after. No, there's one friend or the.
Yeah.
And I actually had a wrap from there the other day and it was banging.
Was
What
it?
was it?
Had chicken, sour cream, tater tots,
Goat condiment.
That potatoes.
fucking
Tater tots?
mozzarella.
No, sorry.
It was so good, and I had a little hot sauce drizzle on there.
That shit sounds fire.
Amazing, dude. I was like, "What the fuck is
little
this?"
hot sauce
I don't even know
drizzled
why I
on there.
decided to go there, but I didn't used to like Conrad's that much.
Yo, they said that Conrad's gave all their extra shit to Menace because it's like the same company. That's what they said. So like,
Menace
if you were
low-key
going to Menace, you were playing yourself. 'cause Conrad's
You were
had
getting
the
that
same shit.
secondhand hand me down comrades.
Secondhand dub, which is an L.
Ooh,
Bars.
don't ask me how. What else going on? We got Super Bowl coming up next week.
Who you
Yeah.
taking?
Where the fuck we watching? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, that's a good question. I'm gonna be in Grand Rapids Saturday, but I'll probably be back. I'll probably be back Sunday. relax.
Oh, you'll be back? Okay.
Dude, it's hard to like. How do you bet against the Patriots? But I'm gonna go
Exactly.
Rams because I think I want Rams to win, and I do think they can win. So I'm gonna just go with them.
I'm gonna go with the Rams.
Gonna put loot on it?
Maybe do the squares.
Yeah, I'm in squares.
Do a little squares.
Yeah.
Squares are fun.
Be
Good-
there
good
or
game.
be
What's the plan? What do you guys got going on?
I don't know.
Sunday?
Hopefully it's not a blizzard again.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be a high of -2 on Wednesday.
You shut your butt.
A high.
Wind chill of like negative
That's insane.
60.
Yeah.
Yeah, the wind chill in the whole Midwest is like -20.
You guys trying to
plus,
go to Top
or
Golf?
minus whatever. Might as well. We've already done it.
First
bottom
level.
Who do you guys got? I got the Rams.
I got Rams.
Oh, Jesus.
I'll roll with the Brady, man.
I'll say I want the Rams. I don't know if I.
I want the Rams,
Bet
but
not
I don't know
the
how you
Rams.
Hugh,
the
everyone's
Rams.
waiting for your take. Bama in a landslide.
Under a landslide. I don't know. I bet there'll be a winner. I bet there'll be a loser. I bet Brady will play.
Wow, hot take.
You're probably right.
I won't ever be wrong again.
Speaking of hot take, Gordon Ramsay on Hot Ones.
So funny.
Classic episode.
Low-key, I didn't think, because in the comments, since the very first episode of that shit, there's at least one person every episode. I've seen every episode of that shit, all 8 seasons. I found that shit right at the beginning. And I
Yeah,
was,
you put me on Hot Ones.
Yeah, and there's a person that get Gordon Ramsay on this shit. So they finally got him. And I was like, this is not going to be worth the hype, but it was funny.
He was good.
He's very, he's outgoing enough, you know what I'm saying? He's not introverted like some
Yeah.
people that you hope are funny or whatever, but he was funny.
And obviously, he's a good conversationalist
Exactly.
about food and
Yeah,
about
good critic.
like, yeah.
He's
Well,
he's
the-
Satan in Hell's
The
Kitchen.
cooks on that shit, they've had probably 4 or 5 different chefs on there, and they're all straight, but like a lot of them, I don't know their palate or whatever, but they don't taste the hot shit. So I want them to like react a little bit to it. Like Rachel Ray was dumping a fucking spoon. She was just eating that shit, like mainlining it off a spoon. Like,
That's
Has
nuts.
Giada
What?
been on there?
yeah, she wasn't even eating the wings. She was just dumping it in a spoon.
Wait, what made the Gordon Ramsay episode so good, though?
He was
He's
just funny, dude. Like,
and he
Was he
swears
talking
all
shit?
the time.
Yeah, you know he's just cussing up. I should have probably gotten some clips
The
from him.
title of it was like
He had to shit his pants. Like,
really?
Yeah,
it was
he
like
did.
he
he was
just
talking about how it was
ripped him.
burning his asshole and shit.
Yeah.
That sounds like
He's
something
like,
you
all
say.
my holes
Yeah.
are sweating.
Oh, wow.
It was funny. It was a good one.
Knees weak,
Yeah.
arms spaghetti.
You guys should definitely watch it. It was funny because I didn't really know what to expect. Like you said, you just never know what how people's personalities are going to come out in a situation like that. And it's just a half hour eating some wings. Like,
Yeah.
it's not easy to be entertaining in that shit, but
It's always the people that you don't think are going to be good that are good on that show. Like Eddie Wong's or whatever. I literally can't even watch that very often because I laugh so hard that my fucking head starts hurting. But he just, the first time he was on it, he decides to start at the end. Like, fuck it, I'm starting with the hot shit. And Sean's like, that is a huge mistake. And he just jumps in and he starts just fucking bombing them, like eats them all really fast. And he's like shaking and shit, and it's so fucking funny. I was dying.
What was the best one you've seen? Your favorite?
His is the funniest to me. Like I always laugh. Eddie Wong,
okay.
who he's kind of a
I haven't seen that
food
one.
guy too, so he was interesting. Anyway, Currencies was funny. He was really early. He was like season 1 or 2.
Post Malone's is pretty good.
Post Malone's was funny. Riff Raps was funny. Like those type of guys just have the personality for some shit like this, though. Brett Crusher, I don't even know how to say his name. Comedian,
I don't know.
real funny. Like he's like just talking it up. Sean doesn't even have to say anything. This dude just talks the whole time, so that was funny. And then another comedian, I can't think of his damn name, was really funny. He's bald. But anyway, yeah. Like Kevin Hart's to me was
Bill
the worst
Burr.
one ever.
Kevin Hart is not that funny, dude.
I was gonna ask you about that. His show, Cold as Balls. Is that what it is?
I've watched most of those. It's all right.
Because Kevin Hart, his like face on the hot ones is like popping out in my head, and
He just
He's the
stared at
type-
the camera the whole time.
he's the type where I can like predict how the episode is gonna go.
Yes.
You know, he's gonna be very extra,
Bro, before you
Always.
said that, extra was the word in my head with him.
You know
not
about
extra hot, just
Yeah.
extra.
Kevin Hart too? I think he's super funny when he's just being a normal person.
Yeah.
Like when he does these interviews and he just starts laughing, like when him and Conan get together or something random, and he's just laughing. Like I think he's funny as fuck, but I can't stand when he's doing all this like, it's like stop fucking yelling for no reason. Like
Yo, that's his shit.
I'm not a Kevin Hart hater. Like I do think he's one of the grindingest cats out there, and I think
Absolutely.
and I love when those people win.
Absolutely.
But I just don't think, as far as comedians go, he is one of, like, because he's one of the, if not the biggest comedian out there right now.
yeah.
I don't think he's at level of comedy,
Like Chappelle.
but I do think he grinds his ass off and deserves everything he has.
I agree.
For sure.
But yeah, it does have to be tough to be such a like visible comedian where you're on everything, to always have, everywhere you go publicly, to have the expectation of being funny. That's got to be exhausting.
Shit.
Yeah.
That's a low expectation for me because every time I see him, I'm like, here we go.
But but he's trying.
Yeah. Too hard.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah, I know.
Too hard.
I know.
I don't like the extra.
Well,
like
and that's what
Dane
I mean.
Cook.
Yeah, and that's the best. Those are the best
Just not
comics, though.
funny
Like
ever.
that's why Dave Chappelle. That's why Dave Chappelle's funny, bro. When he pops up on anything, you get the vibe that he's just being Dave Chappelle,
Exactly.
and it's funny.
Yeah.
But it is probably easier to do that when you only pop up on the map every so often, as opposed to like Kevin Hart's in your face all day, every day.
But I mean, even when Chappelle had his show that was on weekly, it was like,
Yeah,
okay,
that's true.
What am I going to get this
And it was
time?
natural.
Every time
I mean,
it's
there were
something
skits,
different.
but
Right.
even when he's talking between them and shit like that, it's just natural, funny little
his
shit.
stand-ups, Kevin Hart is just like too extra, bro. It's just like the little man who has got to be like,
See, I think some of Kevin Hart's stand-ups are pretty funny, but it's because it's a performance, and you're supposed to do that shit. When you're on like a talk show, stop doing that shit.
I mean, but that seems like him though, like
It probably is.
the energetic little person.
Yeah.
But he's fucking tank. Like you said, he grinds.
He grinds,
right?
bro. Like I definitely respect him. Dag cam in your grill.
That shit was scary.
That's gotta.
Dark side of the moon.
Dude, when's the NBA All-Star game? Because they announced the teams, right?
February.
Is it next
they
weekend?
did.
Mo, pull
It's-
up
it can't
the
be
All-Star lineups
Maybe
because I never even
weekend
looked at
after.
it.
Yeah.
Next one.
The only thing I saw was Kemba is a starter, which is dope.
Yeah, that's
I like
dope.
Kemba.
He's a
Giannis
beast.
Antetokounmpo.
So who?
The
Yeah,
hockey
it's-
All-Star game is this weekend.
anyways,
LeBron James.
That's probably.
not a- I'm
I
not
think
a
that's
hockey guy.
probably the best All-Star game.
well, we're
Honestly, They play 3-on-3, and they have teams from each division, not division. So they have like
Conference?
the metropolitan,
it's
the
a
different
division.
region, whatever you want to call it, and they play 3-on-3 just like they do in overtime, and it's super dope. It's just
I have heard
super
that.
entertaining.
I have heard that from hockey fans.
The skills competition
skills
is ill.
competition is tight. Hockey's a good sport because you can turn the physicalness on and off.
Yeah.
You can still play defense and, play hockey and do that shit. That's cool. But you can't. Football, you can't do that shit. So stop playing that dumbass fucking Pro Bowl. Just announce the Pro Bowl team and don't play the game because that shit sucks. Wasn't that today, by the way?
What?
Pro Bowl?
I think so.
No one gives a fuck.
That's
about
the
that
worst
shit.
All-Star.
That's what I was talking about. I was just saying.
No one gives a fuck. So we're looking at the NBA.
Does it show who the starters are? They might have.
Yeah, right there.
Right here.
Okay.
Steph, KD, Paul George, Harden.
That's unfair that now LeBron's in the West, dude. That starting lineup.
Isn't he still injured?
Stupid.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, he probably won't be playing.
Oh, if it's in 2 weeks, he probably will.
Maybe, yeah.
But I don't. Maybe he might choose not to. Right?
That would be pretty surprising.
Although, yeah, Kawhi's in the East now. That's interesting.
Yo, Kyrie has been hooping.
Yeah. He's a dog.
His handle is ridiculous.
And he finishes
Every
everything.
time.
Yeah. No, he's probably one of the best finishers in the game, especially for his size.
Facts.
Pause again.
With
Damn.
Damn, son.
Super pause.
But did you find out when that was?
When it was?
Yeah.
I'm guessing
Because I'm coming over to watch that, Dax. Making you watch it.
I'll watch it.
February.
I mean,
I think-
the NBA All-Star, it goes hockey, baseball, everything else.
You like baseball over basketball? Well, you're not a big NBA fan.
I'm not a huge NBA fan, but I don't mind it. You know what I'm saying? But it's the same thing. Like, they could play a regular basketball game, but none of them choose to.
What about
You know what I'm saying?
they have the
There's
skills
no
competition, though?
defense at all. It's just all about highlights.
What about like the
I like
Friday,
the-
Saturday?
Yeah, I don't mind. I'll always watch the dunk contest.
I think Miles
And
Bridges is going to be nice.
Once about every
Dude,
10 years, it's good.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so.
I hope so too, but
It's
I don't
February 17th, by the way.
Okay.
All right. Damn, that's kind of a minute.
baseball's one of the dopest because you just play a baseball game. And it was super dope when they had the home field advantage for the World Series riding on that shit.
They don't anymore?
No, it's something else. I can't remember what it was, but that is fucking sick.
That's incentive.
I thought wasn't that recent that they did
I thought
that?
it was
Yeah,
like
I think
year.
last year was the first year that they did it for something else.
Oh. But I mean, even when they switched it to doing that was not that long ago, right? Like how many years did they even do that?
They might have done it for like 2 or 3, maybe.
Yeah. Because, yeah, that seemed kind of cool.
Super dope.
That's really dope.
I think they kind of, I don't know this for sure, but I would guess that they went away from that because then the team with the best record doesn't get any
Advantage in the World
advantage
Series.
in the World Series. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
That makes sense.
And they might not even have any All-Stars in the All-Star game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they probably do, but you know what I'm saying?
But yeah,
That
it's not
helped.
the same. Yeah.
Yeah,
If you got 30 more wins than the team you're playing, but they got home field advantage
Yeah.
because random people won them the All-Star game.
Yeah.
I get that.
But it was cool that there was an incentive of some
Yeah.
sort. They should do that for everything.
Yeah, because I do think that's the problem with the NBA one is there's nothing riding on it,
Right.
so it just becomes a dunk contest. But
Yeah.
I mean, I always watch it.
yeah.
Like, I will never watch the Pro Bowl. That is the worst fucking game.
I don't think I've ever watched
makes
it.
me
Why do they even
angry.
play that shit?
They shouldn't.
I don't know. I think
You
they have
can't-
to. I don't know why.
You can't
They need to
halfway
just
play
get
football.
rid of
TV
it.
contracts. Like,
I said
you gotta
the-
play.
Does it
Kojo.
really make money?
I said to Kojo on Twitter today, he said, this is like a flag football game. I said, they should make it a flag football game.
I
Yeah.
agree.
I'd
Yeah.
much rather watch that.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. That's what, bro. We kind of talked about it. Maybe it was with some of these NFL penalties or so. I don't know what we talked. Oh, the overtime.
Yeah.
But bro, why aren't leagues a little more flexible? Like when it comes to the Pro Bowl, it's widely known that the Pro Bowl is the worst All-Star game.
Mhm.
Nobody really gives a damn about it. But there are ways you could do an All-Star competition, whatever, with these NFL players. Like brainstorm some dope ways to
Yeah.
do this and
They've
execute
been
it.
trying every year. Is something different.
Is
like,
it? but they still play the Pro Bowl game.
They still play the
that's like-
game.
Yeah.
They'll just pick different ways to pick
Because I
the
agree,
teams.
flag
and-
football would be tight.
Yeah, I'd watch that.
And that doesn't because I'm trying to think, would that take away from? I think it would actually showcase defenders more. If I was a
Exactly.
defender, I would much rather play flag football because,
yeah.
bro, miss me on having to play defense in the Pro Bowl. Like you're the worst
Fuck
person
that.
ever if you go injure somebody.
Right.
Exactly.
So what are you even doing out there? You're trying to get
saw-
interceptions.
I saw one clip today, and it was, I think Russ was playing QB, and defensive linemen were rushing, and they were not rushing really, and so the offensive line wasn't blocking really, and all of a sudden this dude spins off, and he runs up to Russ, and he like just grabs him by the arm, and Russ doesn't fall down, and Russ just goes like this and throws it away. Like, dope.
Yeah, and that's the
Dope
thing.
football
I
game.
understand.
I get it.
Yeah, if you're a player,
But
Yeah.
you can't halfway that shit.
Right.
It's so
But we're
dumb
not
to
players.
watch.
That's the thing. We're the consumers.
Yeah.
We want to watch entertaining shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Isn't that who it's for?
Yeah. We
Yeah.
play
Like
that
that's what
shit.
I'm saying. Is it's like why do they play this shit if like we have to not be the only ones that feel this way.
no,
No,
like,
no one likes
everyone knows.
And
Yeah,
so, but how are they making money then if everybody thinks that way?
I don't know if they're making money.
the NFL is just so big, dude, that there's probably
Right.
They don't have
it's
to
on
care.
a random Sunday,
Yeah.
but there aren't any NFL games. It's week before the Super Bowl, and it's just like there's people that sit down and watch it and then talk about how whack it is.
It's,
but they
it's
watch
like
it.
just the extra chump change that
Yeah,
they can
it's
do.
just on
because-
TV, bro.
Yeah.
You remember that
Fucking
one
dumb.
Warm weather.
one year? I think it was Sean Taylor. It was in the Pro Bowl. RIP Sean Taylor.
Real one.
Absolutely murked that punter.
I do think
You
I've
should
seen
pull
a
up that
clip of
clip. That was fucking great.
Sean Taylor.
It was like the
Merck's
one-
punter.
The one hit ever in the Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
And then
Probably got kicked
never
out the
happened
league.
again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They probably fucking took his game check.
Yeah. Dude, I wish I would have watched the Pro Bowl today instead of the MSU hoop game. It got interesting in the second half.
Yo, but
And I
that's
mean,
what they do. I'm
Dude, yeah, you
telling
can't dig
man.
yourself that big of a
Yeah.
hole, man.
They looked a little tired today for the first time.
And we missed Langford and Arns on the wing for
Yeah.
sure. We were broke in the first
Yeah,
half.
And they were wet.
Yeah. And dude, Cassius has been so good, man. Like he's bound to be a little off at one point, which he, as far as the whole game goes, he wasn't.
There you go.
But first half,
Fake punt.
Oh my god.
oh shit!
So what the fuck, man? We on vacation. What the fuck?
And it was a punter.
Damn.
Wasn't like a
So
running
mad.
back or
He
something.
is so mad.
Damn.
He's looking for him.
That's the only
Yo.
way Sean Taylor played.
For
But bro,
real.
that's what I
Look
mean.
at him trying to scrap.
No,
Oh, he said good hit.
he said-
Yeah, he didn't want that. He didn't want that smoke.
Like, damn, he's about to go find him. That's a real one. Need that jersey. Boom.
Oh, shit.
That's what I'm saying, bro. If you're a defender in the Pro Bowl, you better be able to do that, or why the hell am I playing?
God.
All right.
You know, I'm just here to get ran
So
over
I
by
don't
the
get fined.
offense.
Damn. He fucked him up.
That's hilarious.
Yeah,
Bro.
that shit was great.
Well,
Damn.
guys, that's just about the end of my. So okay, I mentioned this on my. I went live on Instagram yesterday, and I mentioned this, and I've talked about it a million
Sorry,
times.
I missed it.
You didn't get the notification.
Well, you were busy sucking dick or what?
Sorry, I missed it.
When'd you go live yesterday? Weren't you gone?
On my 6-hour ride to Top Golf.
On your ride to Detroit.
Yeah.
Something about you being in the car, bro, that makes every trip take an extra
Yeah.
10 days,
See, it's not just me driving; it's just me in the whip.
I guess.
You guys are bigger gamers than I am.
Hell yeah. Just game today. Woo.
We got to come here. We come here every Monday to do the pod. What if we?
I was going to say this last week, and now I'm pissed that you're about to say that.
Well, if he doesn't say it, you say it, then you can say what you say.
Well,
What
if
if-
he's gonna say, you said.
What if we did like Twitch or some shit and just like gamed with fans and shit like on Monday nights and
Are you
I don't
gonna
know,
start
FIFA
playing
or
Fortnite?
something. Like that's the thing.
Fuck that.
You could play whatever. I'm obviously way more into the sports shit because
Yeah,
sure.
I don't game like that. I'd suck at all this other shit. I can at least be okay at like FIFA or 2K or
Yeah.
whatever. I could pick that up quickly. And
We
I've
could
talked
just play
about
like
this.
a different game every week,
Yeah,
even if we suck at it.
Yeah,
Just have a little turning.
I've talked about this shit a million times, like because I know we have like from Joel and the crew and stuff. We have a lot of listeners and fans that are gamers,
Yeah.
and I'd love for a way to like talk to them and interact with them in a fun way. And dude, I like gaming. It just kind of got phased out of my life a little bit. But if I could give myself an excuse, like, oh, we
Hell
can talk to fans and
That'd be cool.
whatever.
That'd be fun. I think.
So, what do you think, Moe-T? Would that be
could hear the art that is my shit talking. Also,
That's true. That's true. Maybe get a little system up here.
Get a little system. Like here?
You could bring one from home.
That's what I said.
Like in the
get a little
podcast room?
system up here. Get a system.
No, it
here.
it doesn't have to be in the podcast room. Just here.
I mean, yeah, do whatever. I don't care.
Buy
Okay.
it yourself. Fuck it.
Yeah, fuck it. What should it be a PS4?
PS4.
And what's the first game? FIFA? When's the new FIFA
Probably.
coming out?
It's out.
It's out?
It always comes out
August.
around my
October.
birthday.
Yeah, 19's out.
Oh, okay. So it's like in between.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's half off right now.
Yeah,
20's
right.
coming out in 7 months.
Yeah.
Well, you
Really?
probably have it, right?
I don't have 19. I haven't played 19.
I have it
Yeah.
for the one, Xbox
Okay.
One.
The
And
one.
2 controllers, huh?
I have it for the one.
Halfway there, huh?
Something to think about. I've mentioned this a bunch to fans and just never came through on. It's probably my biggest thing that I talk about but never actually follow through on, which I hate doing. But
I think
Fortnite
that'd
with
be-
Drake and
that'd be
Ninja.
fun.
yeah, and maybe because I'm trying to think, is that feasible Monday nights? Like, because we are here a long time just for the pod itself. Is it feasible to do that? Like, will we do it? We couldn't really do it before. So
Well, if you're like running a stream, that would probably take a little bit. We'd probably just do it on a different day or something when we can maybe hang
Yeah.
out for a little bit.
yeah,
We just play for a
and it
couple
doesn't have to
hours.
be a specific day every week, and we can just do it randomly.
Yeah. I think that'd be fun.
Word,
That'd be ill.
word.
Games are the past, present, and future.
By the way, if you aren't subscribe to the channel,
What you doing?
hit the bell because subscriptions don't actually fucking matter. So if you're subscribed, make sure you hit the bell.
YouTube, killing it.
Yeah.
Yo, they
What's
stay
the
killing
bell?
it. The
I don't even know
notification.
what the fuck that is.
Notification gang.
So now if you subscribe, you don't get notified of any new videos anymore. It's just like you're just subscribed. But there's a bell icon next to the
gotta hit the
subscription
bell.
bell icon.
Well, it's like you got your subscriptions down the side, right?
Yeah,
And it
but
says,
you
like,
won't-
They have a new video, but it doesn't like show up on your feed.
it doesn't like you won't get a notification or anything.
Got
Like
it.
that.
Right. If you turn that shit on to be like, oh shit, they just uploaded a new video. Like Instagram Live,
Yeah. Yeah.
which is kind of annoying
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah. I
It
don't
is
give
annoying
a fuck.
sometimes, yeah.
Unless you're dedicated to the channel like this one.
Which you better be.
You better be.
Lots of great content.
Gonna be.
Everyone be safe in mid Michigan. We got the blizzard of 19 coming through apparently.
Straight up.
Let's get
Yo, I heard it's
it.
like a lot of the country has a bunch
it?
of cold shit
Yeah.
coming. Yeah.
Damn.
I saw some Minneapolis.
It's like 40 degrees in Florida.
Damn.
It's balmy.
Fucking
Balmy.
Balmy.
Steve Balmy.
Yeah, this was, the real special episode 50 that we promised. A lot of dope shit. No, just playing. We're realer than that. We wait till episode 100.
500.
Okay.
Not
10
50,
years from now.
50 ain't shit. We got to hit that century mark before we really wild out.
Yeah.
That'll be basically a year from today.
That's pretty crazy.
That's fucking weird to think
It'll
about.
be right around the new year.
Yeah.
2020.
Assume maybe we skip a couple weeks.
Why
No.
would we ever assume that?
Well, Dad's got to get married.
Mo's got to have a child.
Yeah.
I'm assuming Dags will be on a honeymoon at some point.
Yo, it's about to be me and packing this bitch.
Yep.
Packing this bitch.
P's and Q's.
Yeah, I've been talking about it forever.
Yep. Fuck out of here, Dags.
Whoa, that scared the fuck
Yeah,
out of
that
me.
scared the shit out of me.
All right. Thank you guys for listening. If there's a bunch of ill shit that happens on Monday and you're like, why the fuck didn't they talk about? That's because it's Sunday tonight.
Yeah, let us know on land.
And we will talk about it the following week.
Episode 51.
Everyone be easy.
51.
Peace.